Hello, my peeps, and welcome to the kit reveal. It's going to be a really good kit reveal because I forgot the name of it, so we have to wait till I open the box to see what it is. Okay, this is one of the two kits that was just released at the beginning of July. It is called Birthday Fancy Kit, and it is, I think it's 12, 2, 4, 6, I have 12 cards all on theme with the cakes and the birthdays, but all just a little bit different. So like one each of 12 designs. It comes with a stamp set and a Lost Lagoon spot. And once I once I open the package, I'll give you a better look at the stamp set where you can read it off the paper instead of trying to read the clear stamps. So I'll just give this a little tap so we don't cut anything important. And dig right in. I think this is good. I think I'm curious to see when like little close-ups, because I have a feeling that these cards will work for just about anybody. And I think you can mix and match the cakes as you want. So, because there appears to be kind of a mix of pink and blue. So we have some tear and tape, we have some glue dots, and we have another block, which we're just going to leave all those in the box because I have all of those. Yeah, mix of pink and blue, and oh, there appears to be yellow too. So if you wanted one that was all pink or all blue or blue and yellow or something, you could just mix and match to your heart's content. Okay, appears to be that this stamp comes in 3 different languages. So that would be English, French, I'm going to say German. This must be one that does not come in Dutch. That would be the hardest language to translate, as I understand, for doing some of these things. And so they don't always have that option. Look at me trying to remember where the, let's see if I can get the right, I finally figured out when you zoom where it goes. Okay, so here's the stamp set. Oops, I'm a little too zoomed in. Sweetest birthday wishes, let's eat cake, happiest birthday. Let's eat cake, that doesn't even have to be birthday, that's an everyday thing. Sending you birthday wishes, time to celebrate, that's an everyday thing. For you, there you go. And wishing you another year as sweet as you. I like that. Okay, so that's the stamp set. And then these, like I said, these are the cards. There's just a whole bunch of different versions, and I don't think it's going to be super easy to see that way. The instructions are good because they'll show you, like for card 1. Well, usually they do that. What are they doing this time? Oh, well, look at that. Oh, okay, they're showing you how to prep all the, this is what the stamping, and this is the what goes on the back of all the pieces and how you can prep stuff. But when we look down here, we get all the different, oh. See, because these are almost the same, they just have different pieces on them. So this is prep, make these cards. This is prep, I just figured it out, sorry. Make these cards. I really should look first. Prep, these are the, excuse me, the steps to prep, and you can make these 2 cards. And then, oh, here's the dividing up. Okay, so there's, why is that only 2? I feel like I'm missing one. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Well, let's just see, because maybe, I think there's 12, and maybe there's actually only, oh, maybe there's actually only 6 designs, because it's only showing us 6 steps. Maybe it is actually 2 each, and when you look at the front, it just, I didn't study it close enough to realize that. Now this, my friends, is a sheet of dimensionals. Let me see if I can find an actual sheet of dimensionals that I haven't trimmed. Once I get going, I tend to trim. Okay, so this is the, this one I didn't. I did a little trimming, but I haven't trimmed it all off. Because you know me, I cut around the edges and then it gets frilly. So once I get all the edges done, I usually trim it smaller. But this is pretty much a full sheet. So there's the full sheet, like the regular sheet. And this is how much more is on this sheet. This is a monster. Like it. Okay. We have cards. Okay, we're going to see as we go. The cards, these are not cards, envelopes. The envelopes all appear to be the same. And the sweet part about this is it's nice when you have a little decorative flap, but the decoration spills over. So the front is covered as well, plus your little, you know, surprise when you open it on the back. So that's cool. And then, gotta keep things moving as we go, because otherwise, whew, I'm going to have so many pieces, I'm not going to know what to do with myself. Okay, I'm just going to take a moment here, because now I'm thinking, how many cards are in here? That's not the back of the thing. It does say 12 cards. So the ones with the circles, but I count 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. Well, let's just go and see what happens, because I have no idea. Okay, so let's find some cards. We have a lot of die cuts. I mean, a lot of die cuts. Okay, so let's just see what we have. Oh, see, and once again, good old card bases. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 of them that have gold dots on them. 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is the one. I think this might be the one that there was actually a note about. I think there is a typo on it because there's only 8 card bases in here. I'm going to have to check into this. Let's just do one of each of the bases just to give you an idea. And then I'll do some research and see why this is wonking me out here. I don't know what's going on. But we do have, they're both, this one has got little kind of, it's kind of a pale blue with little white polka dots, irregular polka dots. And this one is white with gold dots. And either one of these could be split in half and made into a second set of cards. But I will figure out, actually as soon as the video is done, I'll do some Googling so I can see if I can find a faster answer. And I'll pop it in the description with this. Okay, so we're going to do, the idea is just to give you, because they're different designs, I'm not going to be able to make you one of each. But I'll show you what's in them and show you what a couple of the cards come out looking like, and that should give you a good idea. So we have a whole bunch of labels of different sizes. We'll set those off to the side so we figure out what we're doing. This is the flags. So there seems to be, see, there's instructions for 6, so there's 8 cards and the thing says 12, and this is what's throwing me off is I'm all over the place with the numbers. I don't see. I don't see these in any of the instructions. Okay, well, you know what? This thing is going to have so many like good pieces and fun pieces that we really shouldn't worry about what the instructions say. And you should, yeah, those are not in the instructions that I can see. I will admit, I have a bit of a flu right now, I think, and I think that might be affecting my brain power, but I really don't see them. So this one has some little flags on it, and then these are nice big long strips. So for one of the cards, is it on this? So this is, I think, maybe it's just giving you ideas of what to make, and then you can just go to town. Because one of the cards, this is along the bottom. I don't see the blue card, but that's, or this card for that matter. Let's see how it goes. Oh, well, looky here. There is 12 cards. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just found another set of bases. They were just tucked in. Seriously, I really should open the kits ahead of time, but it's way more fun this way. This is a very pale pink and white stripe. I would say it's petal pink, but it's a very muted petal pink as well. Okay, so we'll make 3 cards then. So there's 3. So this one of them shows this design, one shows this design, and one shows this design, and then they all have various things on them. But let's just, okay, look at these. Oh my goodness. There are so many cute little pieces. Okay, well this one fell out, so I guess we'll use this one. So this is one of the designs. And then we have little bonbons, and that's lemon meringue. We got a basket of cherries. We got a layer of a cake. So this is like the top smaller tiers that you can stack on top of another one to make it bigger. And we have some, this looks like angel food with fruit around it. We have some macarons, a couple little flowers, some teeny tiny strawberries. I'm just going to set those off to the side for now because let's be honest, I have no clue what I'm doing. Oh, wait a minute. One of these blue cards. I should pay attention. This shows this cake. I'm going to put 3 cakes on that one. And it does not show any of those other things. Really, in the end, I'm going to do whatever I feel, but for now, I'm going to try to give you an idea what the kit is set up for. Okay, so this one there's one of, the one that has the pink circles on it, and then this one there are 2 that appear to be identical. And what do I want? I want this cake. trying to find the really tall orange one that's in the picture. There it is. And this one, and then this one. Actually, it's not orange. It's more of the peach pie color, I think. Okay, so this one should have these 3 cakes. It has a little bit of a border. That one has a tall cake with, oh, you know what? No, that's not the same. This one, I'm not sure which one this one is for. But look at this one. Sorry, I think I might be off the screen a little bit. These are so cute. I'm just so excited with all these things. The stripes on this one are kind of going the opposite direction, but so maybe we'll just move these guys out of the way for now. This one, look at that whole big lineup, and it's all one big die cut. You got teacups, macarons, strawberries, cakes. Let's see where this one goes. Maybe we'll use those on this other one. This other one has a pie in it. Yeah, these are all, there's so many different ways to do it and so many different pieces that I think it's just going to, you get to fill it however you want. Then you can customize your cakes. So we are going to put, because I'm looking at the one picture and I can see some of the die cuts, like the ones that have multiples in one die cut, it's almost the same, but it's not quite the same. And so then I'm thinking, does it matter? Should I use the same one? Just a minute, let's see if there's more somewhere. Those are all the other things. Okay, so we're going to go with, I'm going to put a little pie down on this one. We're going to put a little cake. That one. Oh, this is, did I take this off somewhere? I'm not sure what the border on this one is. I can't remember. Oh, this one has a piece behind it. Okay, that'll be perfect then. How did he do? There's lots of room to put multiple cakes on things. And then you can put little, oops, this one too. You put a little teacup at the bottom. That one has teacups too. And then we can put a couple of the little, just, I want to be able to pop a couple little things up, so I'm going to pop up a little meringue on that one, or bonbon, whatever that one is. Okay, and then this one has, seriously, is it just me that is just having, see, this is the beauty of, so me, I rarely even look at instructions, let alone follow them when I'm making my own things. I just do what I want. I look at the pictures and then do what I want. For you guys, I always try to make them like they're supposed to look in the kit, because a lot of people I know like to just make them look exactly like they look in the kit. But in this case, the instructions are not really helping me do that. But the good part is, that's not my go-to anyway, so I'm just going to start making whatever I want. And then you guys can do the same. So this one's just going to have some cakes. So, because the instructions show this pink one going, but it doesn't actually show any cards with that. But you have 2 of the pink bases and 2 of the blue bases. And I have a feeling that the idea behind this is, here's some ideas, now go to town. So, I'm going to town. So this is a really pretty white base with some gold trim on it that also does not show in any of the instructions. But this dainty little thing, which I'm going to try very hard not to rip on the way out. Ooh, it's been raining, and so I turned off the air conditioning because it was getting a fair bit chilly in the house. It's starting to get fairly warm again, and I'm feeling it now. Look at that. Oh, good Lord, that's pretty. You could, I guess, keep that if you wanted. That makes, it's not a complete, actually it is fairly even. I was going to say it's not even, but it is actually fairly even. And then this little middle piece, that makes for another base on one of these cards, however you decide to do it. So there's another one of those. I think that's where this other banner comes in too. You can just make it into whatever you want. And then there's some of these banners as well that you can put stuff on. And then there's some fancier labels. What did I do with the other labels? I buried them is what I did with them. So now, I like this. This is our 3 little cakes. I'm going to pop some of them up. And then I just need to figure out what size. So this one, I'm going to put the long one that says happiest birthday, because I feel like this needs a little thing that runs all the way along here. So I'm going to put that one there. Oops. First I'm going to stamp on it, so how about I put that over here where I'm actually going to stamp. I will get, because I find it easier to stamp on my silicone mat because it's way easier to see the borders. This is not white, but it's white enough, and the stamp paper is also fairly white. So I find it a lot easier, and this, most times I actually just do that. This is left over from doing my scrapbook kit. Well, I guess I gotta push those up. I'm not sure why I'm hanging off the edge of the paper here. There we go. So that one's gonna be that. And then this one, I'm gonna put, I don't even know what they all say, but I'm gonna write sweetest birthday wishes, I think, on this one. I'm gonna put this one up here like this, kind of hanging off the label because there's room for it. I feel like that one, though, now that I see, this is why I like to play. So this is set up for playing. I need some little strawberries to put on that one. And I'm pretty sure I saw little strawberries on one of these sheets. Yes, I did. On the very first one, I'm going to pop out some little strawberries. Is there different? I don't have any lemons. I'm going to pop this lemon pie off, actually, for now. Put a little strawberry there. I'm going to get a different cake. Now that I've decided I don't have to do anything, I'm not going to. I'm just gonna go my own way. Look at this little guy. I do like things in threes though, so yes. And then where it lets me sound effects, it makes it go better, right? And I'm gonna pop some little strawberries down. So now we're at 4 die cuts, so I need another thing of strawberries, or oh, flowers. Maybe we'll go flowers. So now I have 5, so now I'm back to the odd numbers. There we go. I said there we go, just like Cheerio. Oh, what was on this page again? Banners. No, that's not going to work. Okay, so then the question is, what did I put on that one? See, this one is too, I think I'm going to change my plan. This one, I'm going to take this, I need a second teacup. I'm going to put this bigger one on here because I can make it work. I'm going to keep this skinnier one and put it here across the cake stand so it's not blocking. And I think I might put actually a pair of teacups if we have them. Yes, we do. On this one. And I might just put it on the end of the, we'll see. I'm going to put those somewhere. Okay. Now we have all 3. Where'd my other one go? There it is. We just need 3 stamps. So we have, and actually we're going to do 4 because the inside, this stamp that says wishing you another year as sweet as you is perfect to put on the inside of the card. And then this one says, upside down, happiest birthday. What else did I say I was going to do? Okay, they don't all have to be birthday. This one could just say time to celebrate. And that one's going to be sending you happy birthday wishes. I'm doing this so I can make it easier to figure out what size blocks I need. We need a long one. A long one. I wish I had 3 of these. These are from an old kit. And they're just the perfect size. This is good too. It's just a touch longer than it needs to be. And I just love these little ones. And then I need this one. Time to celebrate. Okay. Now, because I have not used any of these stamps before, I'm going to condition my stamps. Or season, or wipe the manufacturing smuts off them. Whichever way you want to say it. So I'm going to put a little ink on them. I'm going to squish them down, and I'm just going to squeeze them. You can squeeze them on your hand, or like push on them. You can do that onto your hand. You can do that onto your clothes. You can do that onto your mat. And then I'm just going to look to see that I actually have a nice clean stamp, and I do. These are very fine lines in a very light color. So they're less likely to have issues with, it's usually the darker colors that you have to work harder on, but I want to make sure. Happiest birthday. Pop that one over there, which is the inside one. This one. And since we have all this stuff out, I'm just going to do it all at once. Now we've got 2 rows, so it gets 2 smushes. Perfect. Oh, that's for the inside, so I don't actually have a label to stick that on. This one says, sending you happiest birthday wishes. And I mean, it's not the end of the world, especially these labels are white. So really, if you, I'm gonna shimmy this over to the side because I want to put my teacups on. You know what I just realized? I should have put my teacups on the other side. Well, here's the beauty of paper. 2 sides. I'm gonna shimmy it the other way actually, so the teacups are not in the way of the cakes, and they add a little something to that open corner. There we go. I was going to say we could easily cut white strips to replace this. You want to be extra cautious when there's like the gold filigree or something on them, and you can't just instantly make another one. But there is also the whole fact of they each have 2 sides. One of the kits I did, which one was it? It was the last paper pumpkin that I did earlier in the week. One of the sentiments there was specifically cut to look like you had fussy cut the sentiment out, so it only worked one way. So that's where conditioning comes in handy, because you want to make sure that you get a good stamp on labels like that. Okay, time to celebrate. Now we're all labeled up. So I'm going to move my inky stuff out of the way. I still need the ink pad for the insides. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stamp all of the ink sides as soon as I find what I did with the stamp. Wishing you another year as sweet as you. Oh, actually, no, alright, they're all going to be birthday cards. I guess this one could be an anniversary card because it doesn't specifically say birthday. And then they can dry a little bit while I'm putting the other stuff on. That goes over there. This one's. And then, yeah, as I put this together, I'm gonna decide which ones get popped up and not, because I like a little dimension. I like a lot of dimension. Who are we kidding? Okay, so we have that. Why does everything look crooked in my... Oh, maybe it is. Who knows? Okay. Give a little fan job there. I am going to put this part down so that I can pop the cakes up and the sentiment up. I'm not going to pop all the cakes up because I think it will just be unruly. Nobody wants an unruly card. I'm just going to center that. And then, so, yes, I have the big fancy thing of dimensionals, but I already have this one started, so I'm just going to work with this one. So I'm going to pop this up a little bit off the corner. And then what did I have? Put the big one in the middle. The big one on the end, though. And then we put this one. I like it a little bit off. So if that one's going to be off, this one has to be off. I'm a little off. I'm going to put the one in the middle. Is going to be the one I'm going to pop up, actually. I decide this as I go along. There's no pre-plan or anything. I just wing it. This one's going to go in the middle. But I am doing this all before, excuse me, before I start sticking stuff down sorry, that doesn't make any sense. Did I mention I think I have the flu and my brain's a little foggy today? I'm making a plan, but I am actually putting it together before I stick everything permanently just to make sure my plan makes sense. Because frankly, I don't make any sense right now. So, always good to check. And then I'm going to pop up these ones. This one's going to have a little flower popped up on it. I'm going to put on the inside. And believe it or not, going to cut one of the minis in half because it's too big for these little strawberries. But that does not stop me from popping something up. I want it popped up. I'm popping it up. They're just super tiny little half pieces. And this is where you should use tweezers instead of your big klutzy fingers, but big klutzy fingers it is. There we go. And then oops, that's upside down. There we go. Look at that. I think that's cute. So, I like it. I will now stick it down. I forgot to check if this one, because I like to wait till after I take the backs off my dimensionals. it's got the little nubbins on the side from where the die cut's attached to the paper. And sometimes I don't notice them at first, and then when I go to stick them down, I do. So they are much easier to take off before you stick your stuff down. There we go. Okay, so these all have dimensionals on them. So these ones, I like the way it looks, and I'm just gonna, actually because these are as small as they are, I'm just gonna pop. You could do it with the glue dots that are in the kit. Excuse me. But I'm just gonna pop it over with some white glue, with some Tombow. This is our green glue. Some people call it just the liquid. It's very good glue. And I don't have to worry about bits and pieces everywhere. There we go. I will put the lid together though. So sometimes I only use it for like a little bit and think, oh, I'll be using it again. I'll just leave the lid off, and then the next day I come in and it is very dry, and you go through the process of unclogging the glue, which I could do without. Okay, and then we're going to put this little dude in the middle. He's popped up. This one. Holy tiny little pieces here. Again, I have a great pair of tweezers from Stampin' Up. They come with the heat embossing kit. I'd like to know what the name of them is. So here, just a minute, I put this down. There's these are the scissors that come with the heat emboss, but there's a name for the ones like the reverse something, because I wanted more. I only have one pair, right? And this comes with the whole heat emboss kit, which I didn't need the whole heat emboss kit. So I wanted to order more of these, and trying to search for what these were, and reverse tweezers, and I got, oh my god, I got so many different things. Not one of them was what I was looking for. Look at that card. It's adorable. Okay, next. That one's this one. So this one we're still undecided on exactly how it's going to go, but pretty sure it's going to come together. Okay, so there, and the tear and tape that is in the, I just realized there's tear and tape in this kit. That's probably the easiest thing for like these long pieces and the big background pieces. Probably the easiest thing is the tear and tape that's in the kit. Now, because I am, 9 out of 10 chances I am going to tape this to the table if I don't do it otherwise. I'm going to do this just so I can line it up right on the edge, because I am picky and I don't want any of the white to show through. Now you could have done it so that the cake stands were kind of tucked under a little bit, but I haven't decided yet exactly what is going to be popped up and not. Oh, you know what I just realized though? I was going to tuck the end of this under though. Oops. I didn't push it too hard. I'm kind of mangling it a little bit, trying to do it. Okay, so here's the answer, because I'm just going to mangle that a little too much, and that's not going to work. So here's the other answer. You want to tuck this under, but you're not paying attention. And we're going to cut it upside down because I already put glue or tear and tape on it. So what I'm going to do, it's a circle, so line it up wherever. I'm just going to cut a little piece of it off. And honestly, now I'm going to throw this in my little pile, because now I have this little piece to go. I'm sorry, I didn't realize I was so low. And so I'm just going to schmutz this right up against here and make it look all like I planned. And then, oops, that's the wrong cake. And then we're putting, I think I cut a little too much off of that, but that's okay. I just kind of want it as the background anyways. I don't want it to overwhelm the whole thing. Okay, so this one we were going to put like this. Oops, I put that too far. Covered the letters. So my little bonbons there work nicely to kind of mask where the joint of all those things are. Oh, that's even better. There we go. And then, how would these teacups be this way? I guess the handles would be on the outside probably. And then with some teacups over here. Oh, see, now that, I like that. Okay, so I'm going to pop up one of the teacups, which means this has to go down. Just can't pop it all up. That just doesn't work. Okay, so this is going into the handle. And another a little one there. This one I'm going to pretend this is glue dots, trying to stick with what you have in your kit. Chances are you all have other stuff anyways. And oh, I confused myself there when I flipped over because I stamped on the back side. So if you do that, oh darn, sorry, I keep going. I'm not really sure why that's so. Oh, there we go, that's why. I had pulled my camera super high the other day to try to capture my year in the life scrapbook album that I made, the month by month one, and I had to readjust everything before I could start today. Apparently I didn't get it all readjusted quite the way I wanted to. There we go. Okay, so, oh, I love those little teacups like that. That's cute. Okay, so I think this can go down. It's my snail this time. Yeah, you guys probably, like I said, you have your whole collection of adhesives there. You can do all sorts of different things with them. I'm actually going to edge this over. Oh, look at that. That is actually centered. Look at me going. Because I obviously put this just a little bit better, because then it kind of runs up a little bit up the side, so there's not that sharp edge to the side of that cake stand. Not that would be the end of the world, but I do kind of like it better this way. And then this one I'm going to pop up. Put it just slightly off, because I'm slightly off. And then this one I'm going to pop up as well. Oops. I don't think I can fit. I don't want one, because one will make it kind of rock and go crooked and unstable. So I'm going to once again cut one of the mini ones in half, just so I can put a little bit of space between them and have two, so that this will hold in place to wherever I deem to put it. And yes, because I like to live on the edge, I'm pulling the back off before I've even 100% decided. I'm thinking I want it up here on the corner to cover that little bit. Oh, perfect. Perfect. If I do say so myself. Look at that little cutie. Love it. And then the last one. Oh, look at this. Okay, so this one's one of the fun ones. So here's the trick to this. You do have tear and tape and you do have glue dots, whichever way you want to go. You can also go with just white glue and put it in a couple places. I was going to do glue dots, but let me just double check something. Honestly, the easiest way to put this kind of a thing down is to put it, oh, that might work, just a minute here. I was going to put it across the thing, but now that I'm looking at it, I think I can I scooch it up in the corner? Rascal. The neighbors have come home from camping. They did not give the dog advance notice. The nerve of them. Okay, what I was going to say was sometimes you can get it where you can put all your pieces on in such a way that you can use, like the adhesive that I put the bottom row on will hold the bottom of this down. I just need a way to hold the top of it down. Hence the reason I'm trying to fuss with my my label to see. This is really far. Something's not quite right here. There we go. To see if I can fuss with my label, but I don't want to cover up too much of the lacy bits either. But I kind of like it like this, but at the same time, am I covering up too much? But then my other option was, because I could tuck the end of this underneath there and put it across. Nope, see, I still like it across the cakes. And I like to fuss it up. I'm going to push those cakes up. Okay, so in that case, we're going to go with the glue dot method. So, the glue dot method is we take our little glue dots, and it works the same if you take them off the sheet. I'm just doing this one because they're already open. And I roll it up, and I'm going to put it, these little rolled up. Yes, I'm thinking of you, Diane, right now, as I say that. And we're going to put them in 4 corners, and actually because this is kind of a long side, I'm going to put 3 along the top, 3 along the bottom. I don't think we need to put them in the middle. There's going to be stuff over top of them, and it's not like, I mean, this cake or this card is doing manual labor. It should be fairly good. I need 3 more. So yeah, you have these on the sheet. I don't know how many they give you, but they usually give you more than you need, so I think you're good to do this. And like I said, white glue would work as well, but there's no white glue in the kit, so I'm going to show you can do it with glue dots. So like I said, I'm just kind of rolling these. I'm using my take your pick tool to roll them. And then I'm just laying them lengthwise. The roll goes lengthwise in these little white spots wherever it's thickest. Now, if you had a die that was making these, this is where you'd want to use adhesive sheet, because the adhesive sheet you put on the back of the cardstock, then you die cut it, and then it comes out like a sticker with the entire back, like the entire design covered. That would be the way to go. And now that I say that out loud, I really should make that suggestion to Stampin' Up. They would sell more adhesive sheets if they showed them how awesome they were, and maybe they could do that by putting them in the kits. Okay, I got one little piece. Now the other beauty I like about, and I'm not pushing too hard on these, the other thing I like about glue dots, when you roll them up like that, it's about halfway between a dimensional and just gluing something down flat. Like, it does give it just a little bit, which I kind of like. Now, because I have to have something on dimensionals, I can't not have stuff on dimensionals, I'm going to put dimensionals on the cakes. And this is one very large die cut. So I'm just going to, I don't want it to be all saggy in the middle. So mostly I'm putting along the top, but then on these bigger pieces, I'm just going to add, I got one of the edge pieces that's a little skinnier. I can put right in the middle here. There we go. And then we're just going to peel all these little back guys off. Okay, so now that I've opened the whole kit and I figured it out, there is 12 cards in here. There's 4 each of 3 different background designs. And then there is a whole bunch of labels and bits and pieces that you can add to the front. And you can mix and match to your heart's content. Oh, you know what? Now that I said that, look at that. I'm going to actually pop this up just a little bit. Or not, like, move it up a little bit more than what I was originally planning. I like to just change things as I go. Because now it's more centered to begin with, which is what I liked anyways. But yep, I'm still going to cover up part of the cake because I still like it. Okay, so I'm going to put this here. Right, I'm going to tuck this little end just enough underneath, and then I'm going to put it across the things. And yes, it's going to go a little bit over here, but that's fine. So instead of trying to guess where to put the dimensionals on the back there, because I know where it's going to go. I mean, it's basically centered between these two. I'm going to put dimensionals on the card instead of on the stick, or instead of on the label. Because then, because I know that it's going to flap a little bit. Just a minute here. There we go. I'm going to put just a bit on the very, very end, the part that hits over top of the cake. So now, I have the dimensionals there. I'm just tucking this end under just now. I don't want to push it too far because you can see it through the lace. So once I get it just far enough, I'm just going to put my finger there just so it just keeps moving. There we go. And then I have a little bit of adhesive on the tip of this, so there we go. And I can just find those dimensionals underneath. Look at that. She's a cutie. Okay, so now I'm going to do this and see where we end up again. Yeah. Gonna have to do some. It's totally possible I didn't put my camera down low enough. After moving it up to I put it to the very extreme I could move it. It still was not tall enough, but you have to watch the video to see the funny result for how we managed to get that to work. But anyways, here's the cards, and they're adorable, and they're just these soft pastel-y colors. But I think you could make them blue, make them pink, make them yellow, make them peach. Make them fit for whatever you want. And while they look to be birthday, and the kit is, I think, called birthday. I've already forgotten what the kit's called. Yes, birthday fancy kit. Some of the stamps do just say, time to celebrate and let's eat cake. So they could be used for other occasions too. So I think this is a fun kit. I'm going to have lots of fun because I like to be able to just mix and match and not actually have to follow instructions. So there we go. Let's eat cake. Thanks, peeps. Bye.